Welcome back, Smite fans. Last round coming at you. Hindi went to go check on Klaus, so we brought in Aggro. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. I'm sure Klau's doing well. Let's be real, everyone. That was Hindu's fault. For once, do not blame Klau. I personally blame Graham.
Shots fired. It's a good thing Hindu ain't here.
Mid laners got to stick together, you know?
Exactly. But last game coming at you here, Aware versus Kingdom. We saw Aware earlier on. Split was sore today. Kingdom showed a little bit of signs of life, though.
Yeah, Kingdom definitely starting to piece together a little bit. We saw a great game out of Zachsy earlier, almost carried Kingdom in the first half of Game 2, I believe it was, and Aware able to split with Eager. Eager did have a sub in the jungle, so it wasn't Eager at full strength, but overall, both Aware and Kingdom looking pretty strong this far today. Kingdom still needs to find a win, though. It's thus far in this split.
And I think they're going to be able to when this team continues to just find their momentum. This is only the second week with these guys, and we saw signs of life up against Soar. So
they'll get there eventually. These are a lot of players that are very, very new to the competitive scene, you know, at the highest level at least. Zachsy been here before, but I believe he's the only one, so it's expected that there's going to be some growing pains there for Kingdom.
And Aware doing really good considering they brought on Mollusk for the second week, but we're just going to have to see how this pans out. Picks and bans ready for round 1 of Aware versus Kingdom.
And I expect to see basically the same thing that we always see, you know. Though we have seen a lot of console teams, specifically last week and this week, really move away from Fafnir. Fafnir has been not picked or banned in multiple games thus far, last week and this week. Let's see if that trend continues. I don't know. Aware is one of the teams that's passed up on it, and Kingdom passed up on it earlier today against Soar as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Fafnir not on the board at all here.
And I feel like Kingdom have a little bit of an advantage here, because these two teams have not faced off. The original Kingdom roster had to forfeit in week 3 going up against Aware, so that was free games for Aware. But Kingdom have been able to watch Aware throughout this week, learn what they want. They have no idea what to expect when it comes to Kingdom. We've only seen 2 weeks of them.
That's true. We've only seen 2 weeks of this Kingdom roster, at least being streamed here on hi-rez TV, but you know, they're constantly scrimming behind the scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if these two teams have scrimmed a decent amount. And then you get to learn tendencies through that. Plus, you know, there's always talk in between teams about, you know, what teams are picking and all that sort of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Aware at least somewhat knowledgeable of what Kingdom likes to do.
I'm getting a little nervous because we've gotten through 3. Okay, there it is. Terra is not going to be able to make it through the game, as well as Guan Yu, Zeus, and Nemesis. Pretty standard. Nemesis just nowhere in these games.
No team wants to let Nemesis through right now. We've seen the European Console League start to try and tinker with letting Nemesis through, but on the NA side of things, it's very clear that no one wants to face them. And here's the Susano pick for Kingdom.
I mean, it's really safe. It's not a Rat, it's not a Thor, it's not a Global Ultimate, but it's bullying, it's free poke, and then it's free ways to get away.
That's very true, and we saw Camping Solo play pretty well on this earlier today up against Soar. They weren't able to find the win, but he did, you know, show some signs of being able to fight back and get some solo kills on a Chapo when he was lazy backing and things along that nature. On the side of Aware, Vulcan and Ravana, the first 2 picks. Ravana worked wonders for Aware earlier today up against Eager. DoctorL piloted that extremely well. And then the mid lane, Boronic also had a great game. These are 2 gods that we saw them use to great effectiveness against Eager earlier today, and we'll see if they can do it again here against Kingdom.
Picking up the Chronos and the Soul is Kingdom. That's something scary, having both of these heavy hitters on the same team.
These are 2 gods that are extremely prevalent in the meta right now, specifically in the duo lane as the Hunter player. But this time, Kingdom gonna elect to pick both right away. And I know the mid laner for Kingdom, Fearedocide, is a big Soul player. So I'm assuming that Soul is gonna go to him there. Let's see so right away, the Fafnir ban from Aware. Even though Kingdom has shown that they don't really want to play Fafnir, as neither do Aware, immediately banning this away because it synergizes so well. That
with
AoE Coerce goes so well with Chronos and Soul. Specifically, both of them would be really tough to deal with, so they ban that away right away.
That would be the biggest mistake Aware Gaming have ever made. We've seen them drop games before, but that would probably be one of the biggest blunders if they let Fafnir into that team comp. Even if Kingdom didn't even want it, still, cover all your bases. Last band's coming out, Bacchus on her, Neath, and then of course the Fafnir, meaning Aware Gaming, gonna lock in the Geb.
Geb is a god that Kenshin has really grown to like. We've seen him pick it multiple times recently in the SCL, and it's just a god that he really likes to play. The shields have been on point, and he really likes to go for the big Blink Cataclysm play, which lines up perfectly with Boronic. Boronic needs to be on point with those Vulcan ultimates right away, anticipating the blink and following up on it.
Kingdom Team CC, Sobek getting picked up as well as tier. I mean, pretty tanky characters, more than likely going to be solo tier and a support Sobek.
Yeah, there's a lot of kill potential in this duo lane now because the Sobek pluck straight into the stun from Chronos is really good at locking down enemy ADCs or supports. And in this case, they have to go for the support specifically because Geb can just shield his ADC as soon as they get hit by that Chronos 3 and prevent that stun from happening.
Oh no.
That ADC is going to be Freya.
I didn't even realize. I kind of assumed that Freya would be banned out, but no, she's going to get picked up. Neath and On Her were what were banned out for Kingdom. Why those over Freya?
I mean, those are two gods that Cameron's pretty comfortable on, are On Her and Neath, and they wanted to get the pressure here in the duo lane. This is about as low pressure as you can get in the duo lane. Freya, Geb. These two should be under tower constantly. I want to see Kingdom really pushing them into tower all the time, and Zachsy should recognize that along with McSaltyCakes and put on that pressure. That being said, they do have to be careful because when you're pushed up against the tower, up against Sobek, Sobek has to be very careful using that charged prey because if he tries to go in and get a pluck and misses and then gets knocked up under tower and CC'd there, he could die for it. So as long as they're just playing the right amount of aggressiveness, just pushing them under tower, denying them farm, allowing them to rotate more freely from Kingdom, that's what you need to do against a duo lane like Geb and Freya.
It was no blunder that I said Kingdom Esports are Team CC right now. They have so much to bring to the table, and I mentioned it earlier on. I like Sobek over Kumbhakarna. Sobek, his CC is going to do damage. You're going to see a good Sobek topping the player damage charge for the first couple of minutes because it's his job to be up in your face, trying to set up kills, and trying to push back the enemy team, especially in a support role.
I like Kumbha more whenever there's some big burst coming down from it afterwards. On this team, it would have worked out really well just because, or no, excuse me, I was looking at Aware's composition. Yes, the Sobek definitely the better pick here. And we actually saw Aware look to invade on this right-hand side. They were walking up towards that speed buff, but they got spotted out by Kingdom, and so they just instead went to pick up those right-hand mid-harpies and the blue buff. This is going to mean that the speed buff is still available for Aware. So instead of going for these fire elementals, they're going to have to go for the speed buff.
Adapt and survive, and JoltaK already showing signs of aggression as well as camping solo, taking a little bit of damage for his troubles. And surprisingly, looks like Kingdom Esports are going to be the first one pushed back in the duo lane.
They are going to be able to pick up those fire elementals because of that. I figured that they would get that, Kingdom would get to lane first and be able to push Aware back and open up those fire elementals for them. But instead, it's going to be Aware picking those up. So now they're going to give up these left-hand harpies and instead, okay, never mind. They're not going to, apparently Mollusk doesn't really care about his speed buff because instead, he just wants to farm up the map. Getting these left-hand harpies would be really big for them.
Aware Gaming wants to glean every bit of experience and gold off of the map. They already have a little bit of an advantage. We're only 1 minute, 30 seconds in. It doesn't necessarily matter too much, but going up against Kingdom Esports, you don't want to lose any kind of opportunity, especially since you don't really know what to expect, at least on stream.
No, you don't. And like I said, there's a great actual purification. Cameron should have trusted Kenshin there that he was going to hit that shield. There's got to be some communication. Are you going to be able to purify this away, or do you have to use the shield? And that time, using both means that now Freya is extremely vulnerable in lane. Yeah, the shield's going to be up, but as soon as Kenshin starts to rotate and isn't going to be there, Freya could be in some trouble.
I expected to see miscommunication coming out from the mid and jungle just because Mollusk is a new player to the team. You have to build up that trust, and instead, we're seeing it coming out from Kenshin and Cameron, which isn't good, especially up against McSaltyCakes and Zachsy.
I mean, that being said, they are looking much more competitive in this lane than I thought they would. Not because of the quality of players, but because of the draft that they went with. This passive lane of Geb Freya hasn't lost a wave to tower quite yet. I mean, in fact, the first wave we checked over on in the duo lane, they were the ones being the aggressors. They were the ones pushing Kingdom underneath the tower. And you can see, because of that pressure, Mollusk is going to be able to come over here and try and get a gank going. Not going to find it, so he's going to look towards the mid lane instead.
Yeah, rotate back to the mid lane. That's where we see the majority of the action nowadays. Fearedocide and camping solo, rotating just in case they wanted to try and catch the rat. More than likely getting snipped out over in duo. Good communication coming out from there instead. Wondering where Mollusk was.
It's definitely an important task to make sure that you're keeping track of the jungler at all times. You want to know where he is, where the possible ganks are coming from. A lot of times you shouldn't really need wards if you're just doing what you should be doing and making sure that you can see where the jungler is going after every single wave in mid lane. You say, hey, he's going to the left jungle, hey, he's going to right jungle, something along those lines, just so that everyone on your team knows where he could possibly pop up next.
Yeah, but Aware Gaming already getting aggressive, taking not only the right mid harpies, but also looking at this speed camp as well. Even though Mollusk didn't get his own early on, he's going to try and find another one. Boronic, however, getting aggressed upon, annihilated. Camping solo, going to get credit for that kill, and first blood going to Kingdom Esports.
Boronic just cannot be there as Vulcan. He's completely split away from his team. What he should be doing to secure that speed buff is either ulting from mid lane, basically, or dropping a meatball over the wall from the fire elemental side and then running away, because otherwise that's what's going to happen. They immediately recognize that Boronic is alone, and Kingdom capitalizes on it. He also uses Purification there, which means that he could be in some trouble moving forward as well. I'd like to see Camping Solo really look to put some pressure on a Boronic now. He has that Doom Orb available, so if you let him just stack that up, he's going to start to do a ton of poke damage from a distance. You don't want that to happen.
Mollusk might get called out here, going to get teleported through with the... he's already gone. Doesn't even matter. Don't even have to finish my sentence. He's already long gone. Mollusk's going to be able to help take these back boars with his team.
That's all right. I mean, you do force the ultimate there just basically for free poke from Camping Solo, and now they're going to be looking at the gold tier, and Kingdom has Wrath available for this. And yes, Aware is smelling it out, but is it in time?
Probably not at this point. Kenshin trying to turn around the corner. Boronic, that's going to be the Wrath, and they are going to be able to take it very early. Gold Fury before 5 minutes. Kingdom Esports with the hot strats.
Good job there by Kingdom, recognizing immediately that Aware had backed up. We saw Freya and Mollusk go for those boars. Freya immediately goes towards left lane, and then Mollusk immediately goes to farm up those back camps. Vulcan and Geb clear the wave in middle and start to think about maybe that's happening, but because Vulcan went for Doom Orb, he's got no extra mobility, and Geb still has a back, so he only has Boots 1, only 3% movement speed, just not there in time to contest.
Kingdom Esports really making a strong start 5 minutes in. What is their team comp? What do they want to make happen with the guys they've chosen?
Really, they're okay with not having the strongest of early games because their late game potential is nuts. They've got Soul and they've got Chronos, and so that late game potential alone, just between those two characters, is extremely strong.
McSaltyCakes gonna find the plug, but Kenshin gonna find a beautiful 3-man Cataclysm. Charging forward is Camping Solo with the Typhoon, gonna knock up Kenshin, but the Supernova gonna try and stop the barrage, but they're not letting go just yet. Vulcan ult coming through, not gonna connect with anybody. Great presence of mind from Kingdom, and now they're gonna try and take out Cameron, who was just forced into the ultimate. The knockup coming out from Ratatoskr though, but he's gonna get immediately eradicated. Boronic taking out Fearedocide as well, but McSaltyCakes in a really bad spot.
Boronic gonna finish off McSaltyCakes, and now Zachsy eating some autos from Cameron. Cameron no ultimate available, and Zachsy still has that rewind, so he should be okay. That was a solid pun, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I do what I can.
Eradicated?
Yep.
Get it, chat?
I'm sure they get it.
They probably didn't. I don't know if they got it. I just wanted to point it out again.
6 minutes and 33 seconds in, 2-2, stand the kills, but Aware Gaming able to put themselves back on the map. DoctorL putting himself on the map as well, taking out Camping Solo very quickly.
He just wanted a speed buff, man.
Poor
DoctorL
dude.
just fixes his face right by the speed buff, literally 2-shot from his HP bar. Now Fearedocide gonna come in and try and secure that speed buff. It looks like it did go the way of Kingdom there, so able to steal it away, but still DoctorL, Camping Solo has got to be a little bit more careful about where he's walking with that sort of HP bar.
Just a little bit. DoctorL is, I mean, I guess I don't want to say he's known for it, but every game I've watched him, especially on Ravana, he starts rotating early. He gets so much early game pressure in his lane that he's able to go and do whatever the heck he wants.
This is a guy that DoctorL is clearly very comfortable on, and using the early game advantage that you get from playing Ravana to his advantage here, understanding that he probably can't do his own blue buff, without the fear of it possibly getting stolen and decides not to risk it. May as well outpush the tier again to try and get that blue buff.
Yeah, but we're going to see a little bit of aggression here, a little bit of a lazy back as well. Boronic going to be on the receiving end of so much damage. He's going to try to throw down the ultimate, getting Boronic very low still yet again. SaltyCakes going to be able to find it, and Camping Solo able to just blink his way forward and get out of the damage. Valkyrie's discretion not going to be enough to take out SaltyCakes.
Boronic just needs to be a little bit more careful. He's clearly the target for Kingdom. We've seen them dive him extremely heavily over and over and over again. Every time it's the Susano ultimate and the Sobek ultimate and the Soul ultimate all being burned just to kill Boronic, but his team just isn't there to return the damage in kind immediately. A little bit late there was the rotation from the duo lane. Mollusk was up in the air, but the Vulcan ultimate was just off the mark. If he fires that a second earlier, it confirms the knockup from the Rat ult, and then you are able to burst down Camping Solo plus maybe one more player, and you can start to turn it. But instead, just a little bit late on that, and really just comes down to he was backing in the wrong spot there. Should have just backed underneath his tower.
Nice two-man pull coming out from Camping Solo, just being the bully that he's supposed to be. He's not necessarily camping solo right now, instead hanging more on the left side of the map with the duo lane, but he's being a big, obnoxious bully, especially the mid lane, and now he's going to try and do that to Cameron here, who's already getting just shredded by Chronos.
That was a great whoop, though. Saved his own life there. If he misses that onto Camping Solo, he's dead for sure. But yeah, Camping Solo, funny enough, never camps solo.
No,
he's
he
always
likes,
on the left side of the map.
He likes the duo lane.
It's he just kind of psychs you out. He plays some mind games by naming himself Camping Solo and then spends the entire game on the left side of the map.
I mean, and we do see early rotations at 2 minutes coming out from the mid and jungle, trying to get something to happen over in the duo, but you don't see it often. But I feel like Camping Solo will be one of those players. He wants to get that early aggression, especially over on the left side of the map.
Anywhere that you can get some extra pressure for your team is a good place to go, but you know, you don't want to be too predictable in that sort of sense. You don't want to let the other team know where you're going to be at all times by doing it every single game. But look, Mollusk's going to have to force the ult there after being pulled in by Camping Solo yet again, just throwing his weight around on that Susano. But despite the focus that Boronic has gotten in this middle lane, he's still a level up and 200 gold up on Fearedocide. And that's with Fearedocide getting the only gold fury of this game. So Fearedocide has to do a better job of farming the map right now.
Look at where they're at again, though. Only two members of only two members of Kingdom Esports trying to come around. Meanwhile, DoctorL keeping Camping Solo busy while the gold fury is being aggressed upon. It's gonna get leashed, however, so nobody's gonna take it just yet. But Kingdom didn't want to give it up. Beautiful whoop coming through, but the CC coming out from the Chronos is just enough. Beautiful jump coming in. Fearedocide able to take one. JoltaK able to take another. JoltaK able to find another double kill onto Boronic.
Now that's 3 dead on the side of Aware, just grouping up in a tiny little area up against Soul. Not gonna be your best option. Look at that, Fearedocide jumped immediately to the top of the damage charts. Huge stellar burst into Supernova. Awesome play by him.
But Fearedocide may get punished for it, trying to disapparate and put on the juke shoes to get out of the danger. Meanwhile, Zachsy trying to take out the cause of it, which is DoctorL.
DoctorL is really the one that's keeping Aware Gaming in this, just by being a bully on that right-hand side, killing Camping Solo twice now at or around his own speed buff. Camping Solo needs some help to secure that. Nickwood needs to be there. He can't go anywhere near it unless his mid laner or his solo laner or his support, or all 3 of those, are all around him because of how big DoctorL is right now.
And I love the showing coming out from Kingdom Esports. This is what you get for trying to take this Gold Fury, trying to sneak it out from under us. We only had 2 there in the beginning, and then the rest of the team just came in and collapsed. It turned into a gigantic team fight that Aware Gaming couldn't compete with. Just the trade, they lost 3 people for it. JoltaK, however, able to box not only Mollusk, but DoctorL as well. They can't kill each other, but he can take out the Rat. And Susano, Camping Solo, is here as well. Typhoon not gonna connect, but it is gonna force Mollusk.
Now Mollusk gonna be up in the air. A little bit of a panic ultimate there, I think, from Mollusk. It was way out of range from that Typhoon. Camping Solo off the mark for the first time today, really, except for the 3 that got stuck on the wall that got him killed against DoctorL. That was a little bit unfortunate earlier.
I would trade my Susano ultimate for a Rat ultimate any day of the week, because Rat's going to be able to pick up, rotate. This is so much pressure for Kingdom Esports now because they don't have to worry about Ratatoskr jumping over. With anything, his Wrath is down, his ultimate is down. He is not an issue anymore, and this Gold Fury is still up.
That's true, but Susano ultimate has been used as a big initiator up against Boronic. So if you want to keep killing this mid laner, using that Typhoon has been a big part of Kingdom's game plan.
Nice pluck onto Mollusk. Already taking so much damage from the Soul. Stellar Burst going to be good. And then there goes the Disapparate, looking to try and just get out. Fearedocide, however, not going to be the main target now because he can't do any damage there. Instead, camping solo, looking very low in the backline. He can't do anything. He doesn't have the ultimate. Instead, it's best to just go ahead and back off.
That's 2 big ultimates down for Aware that were completely off the mark. I mean, Cameron's Valkyrie's Discretion, you don't want to be using that aggressively until the hyper late game, and even then it's still risky. Using it offensively at 13 minutes against Susano that's over a quarter HP, not the best decision making from him there. And again, Boronic throwing out the ultimate kind of willy-nilly, misses everyone.
And look at DoctorL. While all of that was happening over on the left side, DoctorL again trying to take this buff. Instead, not going to be able to lock it down. Gonna go to the mana right in front of JoltaK. They're just gonna keep boxing each other out. But it's always, hey, check out what this hand's doing, and don't pay attention to what my other one's doing.
Zachsy is the only one who sniffs this out on the side of Kingdom. Gold Fury less than 25% right now. Mollusk is up in the air. Gonna look at Zachsy, but he's DR'd. Here comes the rewind, not gonna get off in time, but the Gold Fury is gonna go the way of Kingdom. McSaltyCakes stole it.
They're still able to lock it down. McSaltyCakes coming in with the ultimate. He doesn't have to worry about everybody on top of him because he's lurking in the waters. As soon as he pops that, boom, it's gone. Gold Fury once again taken. The first time Aware tried this, they lost 3 members. The second time they tried this, they lost it again.
Just miscommunication there yet again. Cameron cannot be on that Gold Fury anymore. Once the call is that Mollusk is going on to Zachsy, trying to kill him, Mollusk either needs to go onto the Gold Fury and use the Wrath to secure it, or Cameron needs to get off the Gold Fury. Instead, neither of those things happen. Yes, at least they get Zachsy and reset those 50 Doom Orb stacks down to 25, but you still lose the Gold Fury, and so Kingdom's still ahead in this game.
Kingdom, yeah, especially with that Gold Fury, the farm game is really strong coming out of Aware. They were able to get a little bit of gold in their coffers coming out from the kills as well, but they're only up about 1K, which, I mean, is good. They're keeping strides with Aware Gaming, which I think surprises a lot of people.
Kingdom has looked fairly decent in the early game most of the time. We've seen McSaltyCakes get some good plucks early on Sobek, have the right amount of aggression. It's really been Fearedocide for me that's been the focus late game.
Speaking of aggression, getting aggressive over in the duo lane, Zachsy trying to find the kills using his own rewind against 2 people. He's been 1v2ing and Cameron forced out. Kenshin is going to be here, however. Camping solo may come in behind if they want to make this something, especially with McSaltyCakes now joining the fight.
The Typhoon on the mark, gonna force the Sanctuary and the shield, but now Kenshin's in trouble. There's the Cataclysm, gonna immune the stun very nicely, turns around, hits the knock-up, and he's gonna be out. Nice play there by Kenshin.
Very good Cataclysm coming through, and having the presence of mind to pop it immediately, that takes a little bit of time before you get stunned by Chronos, so he's CC immune as soon as he pops that. So, boom. It works out because he gets the 3 members of Kingdom Esports off of the rest of Aware.
Just a little bit too grouped up on Geb there for Kingdom. They should know that he's immediately going to pop that ultimate right away. You have to space correctly, back into the fighting game terms. You have to know exactly where you could be standing to not get hit by your opponent's abilities. And so by grouping up on that Cataclysm, kind of making it a lot harder on themselves to secure the kill.
All right, so you talk about ADCs not picking up these boots, these reinforced footwear, but look at Freya. Freya picked one up. Cameron wants to go ahead and run that, keep a little bit of himself into the game. DoctorL forced to use the ultimate, camping solo, and JoltaK can't lock him down, but Fearedocide wants to try and make something out of it.
Lucky for DoctorL that camping solo didn't have the ultimate there, just because he was completely out of mana, had used his overhead kick and his ultimate, but camping solo just didn't have the ultimate quite available yet. But yeah, Freya going for these reinforced Greaves. Freya's been the only one that I think we've seen this picked up on in the ADC role, just because of how high her damage is from the Pulse Irradiate combo. She can afford to lose that 20 extra power plus the 15 pen that the Shoes the Magi give you, and then go for this more survivable route because she can put out so much damage even without those boosts.
Aware Gaming losing a lot of footing here, and then the Typhoon coming through from Camping Solo. Now we're seeing the ultimate used as a defensive tool to try and keep Camping Solo off, but he's going to be able to teleport right back onto Cameron. Camping Solo getting credit for the kill, now trying to get himself out as well.
Now DoctorL going to try and chase him down. Here's the Mystic Rush over the top. Don't know if it's going to be enough. Fearedocide picks up Mollusk on the other end, and it looks like Camping Solo got away as well. So a 2 for 0 on the side of Kingdom, now extending their gold lead up to 3,000 gold.
They lose absolutely nothing for getting aggressive in that aspect. Just catching somebody off guard, catching somebody out of position, and then you keep going. They burned a couple of ultimates, but that doesn't matter because they're about to burn down this tier 1 tower.
Anytime you can get some kills and return some ultimates, it's a total good trade for you. And look at the farm that Zachsy has right now. Almost 9,000 gold, about 1,000 gold ahead of Cameron. Cameron's really abused that farm.
Yeah, but Kenshin doing a good job of using that ultimate, getting 2 stunned out, and now that's going to be Kingdom Esports' call to go ahead and back off. Take the damage camp, take whatever you can on your retreat, but don't fight on their territory. Force Aware to fight you.
And just taking what you can and then getting out right away. That's a strong call there from Kingdom. Recognizing that they won't be able to push down that tier 2 tower on the left, at least getting the blink down from Geb. The ultimate will be up before the next fight without a doubt, but the blink might not be, so that really hurts Aware's overall engage, of which they don't have a whole lot, so you can be a lot more greedy with your positioning in front of that Geb.
And you need that engage because the Gold Fear is going to be coming up here soon. It's only a matter of seconds before teams are going to be setting their sights back over to the left side. And it's kind of bad for Aware Gaming because while they've lost not only their tier 1 mid tower, but also the one on the left side as well.
Nowhere to run once this Gold Fury gets pulled by Kingdom or Aware. Just nowhere to retreat if the fight starts going poorly, and that's the advantage of taking down that left and middle tier 1 tower early.
Aware trying to take it quickly and quietly, but McSaltyCakes here once again, not going to be able to steal it with that. Instead, try to dish out some damage, but Mollusk crashing in through the Cosmos, Camping Solo in the back. Cameron still chasing the Vulcan ultimate, not going to take anybody out because Fearedocide was disapparated and sanctuaried.
Good Sanctuary. Cameron around the backside now does not have the ultimate available, but DoctorL wants to go in deep. JoltaK, good push. Meditation comes out from DoctorL, and it looks like Aware is a little bit healthier than Kingdom right now.
Yeah, but Zachsy is going to be able to heal himself back up with the rewind and rejoin the fight. And I mean, there's not really any more fight. They go ahead and back off because I feel like they're worried about that Chronos.
They are worried about the Chronos, but they're also backing off because Mollusk is on this right-hand side, pushing down that tier 1 tower on the right-hand side. We see characters like Weaken do this a lot, wherever as soon as they see the fight start to go not in their favor, they immediately go and look for something else to do. And it's often that opposite side lane tower. You'll see Weaken do it against Fire Giants. He'll go to the left side. Gold Furies will go to the right side, just pushing down that tower, getting any sort of advantage you can for your team, and that gets Aware some much needed golden experience.
So we don't see the objective fall down. Instead, we see that tower go down, which we saw about a 4,000 lead coming out from Kingdom Esports. That's now down to about 2,000 once again, experience-wise and gold difference, about 2,800.
That being said, though, this is still a late-game team comp for Kingdom overall because you have Sol and Chronos, and the fact that they are up about 3,000 gold at this stage, at the 21-minute mark, is a very, very good thing for them. Aware have their work cut out for them, trying to get through this late-game damage that characters like Sol and Chronos can bring. We need more runic shields on Aware because that shuts down the healing and damage. Oh, great double Fearless. But overall, you need to be just ready to blow up a character. You need to be ready to execute Sol or Chronos with the Cataclysm Vulcan ultimate. That's how Aware are going to win these late game team fights, is with 100-0 potential from Vulcan.
Definitely was a nice Fearless. No real kill potential coming out from JoltaK just yet, though. Instead, just throwing his weight around, being a bully. Kingdom Esports, I mean, they're playing everything right. They're crossing all their T's and they're dotting all their I's. Mollusk trying to make a play, but that must have been bad communication because his team was already getting out. They were already retreating. The only one that has a good position is DoctorL, and that's because he's in the back coming around the corner.
JoltaK another double Fearless into the wall, but Zachsy not there to follow up, looking to help his backline as DoctorL just going in, zoning 4 people away. It's just JoltaK now.
And JoltaK wants to make something happen with Mollusk, not going to get meatballed up, so no knock up there, so he's just going to continue his aggression. Mollusk going to get away just fine, and JoltaK gonna get away. But Aware Gaming had a gigantic opportunity, and Mollusk used the ultimate, but the rest of the team wasn't there. They were going in the opposite direction, which means Kingdom Esports may be able to take this. Yep, they take another Gold Fury once again, and they take Cameron with it.
Now that's 3 Gold Furies for Kingdom, up to about a 5K gold lead, and that is huge for them. That fight was so split. JoltaK zoning 3 members out by the back camps, all by himself. Everyone else on Kingdom down by the Gold Fury, and that all comes because there was 2 gigantic missed ultimates. Not only was it Mollusk's, but it was Kenshin's Cataclysm and the Vulcan ult from Boronic, both completely whiff. And once you got those 2 gigantic teamfight ultimates down, Kingdom can just go in. They don't have to worry about it as much.
It's kind of like, this is the only real thing I can think of right now. When you have a project due for school, and you forget about it to the last second, you're the morning trying to scramble it all together. It doesn't look nice, it doesn't look pretty, you didn't put a lot of work into it. That was what that team fight was. It was scattered. There was no real, I guess I don't even want to say shot call. It was just bad communication. They forgot about the engagement. I guess Mollusk forgot to tell them, hey, we're going in.
Well, it looked like to me that Kenshin was the one who wanted to go in because he did the Cataclysm. Boronic was on point with the ultimate if the Cataclysm had hit, but it didn't, so he wasn't. And then Mollusk is already in the air, so you know he's already up there. Whenever you're calling that engage and then you miss the primary engage, it's not going to go well for you.
No, but it's not going well for Cameron either. Zachsy just having his way and then able to turn around and heal right back up. Level 19, having his way with this Freya, who's only level 16 right now. And another fight coming out of the mid lane is Fearedocide jumping back in, camping solo, coming a little bit forward, but not able to find a pull yet.
This is the problem for Aware, is that this tower siege potential from Kingdom is extremely high right now. We saw the exact same composition up against Aware earlier. There's the Blink Cataclysm.
Just throw a Chronos and throw a soul at it. It's all going to work out just fine. McSaltyCakes looking for some damage onto DoctorL, crashing in with that, or crashing under with the ultimate through, but the Vulcan ultimate not going to take anybody once again. Camping solos low, but they at least forced out Fearedocide's Sanctuary. And now Mollusk in a lot of trouble using that Geb shield to get himself out of danger, plus the Sanctuary.
Great Geb shield there. Kenshin on point yet again. But you're right, he did use that purification, so that is important. Now Mollusk has to be worried about using that ultimate aggressively to get in. Speaking of aggressively, Cameron wants to pick off camping solo for stealing away that red buff, but isn't able to.
Yeah, because JoltaK is right here too. If they went forward, JoltaK, all he has to do is just dash forward, get one hit, and he's going to be able to shred through Cameron. At that point, Cameron did not have any health.
No, he didn't. You're exactly right. So recognizing that he was going to be in trouble if he pushed forward looking for camping solo. Plus, just chasing Susano is never a good idea. Just like chasing a Giannis, you're just or a Circuit. They just have so much mobility that you're just wasting your own time. Instead, go farm your back camps, go farm your boars, find a wave, do something, because otherwise you're not only putting yourself out of position, but you're wasting valuable farming time.
You can't lock down fast anime, man. It's all it really comes down to. DoctorL gonna get pulled back by camping solo, and then already used his kick, so he's not gonna be able to avoid that damage, plus the Mystic Rush. If McSaltyCakes can find, oh no, that's a nice route. That's gonna be the call to go ahead and back off. If they could have found a puck, that would have been nice, but as soon as it turned around and found that route, excellent call for Kingdom to go ahead and just back off.
And this makes it a lot harder for DoctorL to go in and zone the back line because he won't have that Mystic Rush available to get out when things get hairy. JoltaK just literally walking at Cameron and Boronic.
And they are literally running away. That's a purification and a Geb shield, even though Cameron wasn't anywhere necessarily close to dying. That's just the fear coming out from, just from Kingdom Esports comp.
And there's the ultimate from Mollusk, but camping solo gets the speed buff even with that ult coming down. Here's the blink, no Cataclysm quite yet. Kenshin's looking for it, but look at how spread Kingdom are. Kenshin's running around like a chicken without a head.
Cue the Benny Hill music, because you're not going to be able to find anything here. Instead, he's going to have to sit on this ultimate and just watch as Kingdom Esports continue to tick away at their health. But Disapparate going to keep Fearedocide out of the fight for just a second, and Kenshin couldn't get anything done.
There's the meditation coming out from DoctorL, topping off everyone on Aware. Mollusk wants to go aggressive. Here's the Mystic Rush, back off cooldown. Everyone's grouped up on this right-hand side.
Here it goes! And there it went, not able to find anybody. It takes a lot of damage, but Zachsy's still gonna find somebody from Aware Gaming. He's gone. Camping Solo's out, but he's not dead. Cameron is so low. They're trying to find it, but they're getting greedy. Fearedocide erasing him, and now DoctorL gonna get pinched between 3 members. He can't turn around and root all of this momentum. Zachsy's still trying to box, but it's 1v2 currently, and then he has the rewind. He's gonna be able to get away because 8 seconds, he was already up with the rest of his team.
Man, Kingdom really lucked out there. Boronic just dropped the ult immediately into that corridor instead of putting it more towards the mid-Harpy side. That would have been a massive ultimate. That being said, it was still a really, really great ult, but no one's able to get picked up on the side of Kingdom. I mean, that's 2 down on the side of Aware. Kenshin's up now, but this is another free Gold Fury going the way of Kingdom.
They lost nothing for it. They haven't been punished. Kingdom Esports going to be able to shred through here while JoltaK keeps half of the team of Aware busy. Camping Solo going to pull DoctorL off of him, but it doesn't matter because Gold Fury's already down. They have done their job. If they die, it's all right because it was worth.
That's right, because right now Aware can't really even look at the Fire Giant just because they're so far behind. If they were to go to the Fire Giant Eve after picking JoltaK there, the rest of Kingdom just rotates it and wipes them for trying it. Aware's in a really tough spot. The only hope for them, still the Vulcan ult. We saw Kingdom group, it was just a little bit off the mark. That possibility is still there to wipe 1 or 2 players immediately off the map. Or we're getting to the point where Cameron's can start to be the really relevant damage dealer that Aware need him to be. No penetration online yet, only relying on the auto attack damage and the Telkine's Ring for extra attack speed with the Fatalis. But overall, just no pen. He does have the power from Bancrofts, but I don't know, he's just not doing enough damage right now.
So we saw Freya early on, especially earlier on in the split. She's 0-3-3 right now. It's because she's been so shut out while we haven't seen Freya come online like level 14 and 15 games.
Zachsy's just been bullying her in lane. Mala's getting a little bit too aggressive, trying to poke out Camping Solo. All of a sudden, the entire team is there from Kenshin. The Disapparate immunes the Cataclysm, and now Kenshin's in a ton of trouble.
Kenshin not going to be able to get rid of all of his damage. It's either going to be the Supernova or the Lawbringer, and JoltaK gonna find credit for the kill. And now Kingdom Esports have a gigantic opening. There's no Mollusk, there's no Kenshin, 2 gigantic team ults. They have the free reign of absolutely everything. And with that rat down, we have no Ratatoskr.
That's right, no Ratatoskr for Aware, so this Fire Giant gonna be looked at right now by Kingdom. The DPS is very strong on it with Soul and Chronos. DoctorL's here to try and contest it,
Look at that
but I don't know if he's
stun.
going to be able to.
He's going to use the Mystic Rush, but he's already spent it, and that's going to go to Kingdom Esports. DoctorL just going to try and get out with his life. He's not really able to take anybody down, and instead JoltaK going to chase him down with Zachsy. The juke shoes are real, and eventually they may just want to go ahead and give up.
That was almost stolen away. Boronic almost timed that ult perfectly. A good attempt by them here. Almost got it, but at the end of the day, the Wrath was just in time from Camping Solo. And that being said, the Vulcan ultimate does way more damage than Wrath does at this point. That Wrath only hitting for 900, not going to be able to secure the Fire Giant over top of a max range Vulcan ult, but it's so hard to time it. The travel distance is so long, it takes a long time for it to get there, and you basically just have to guess how fast they're going to DPS it because you don't have as much vision on it as you would like. So almost stole it there for Boronic, but Kingdom secure it. That's 5 objectives now that they've gotten over the top of Aware Gaming, and you can see what kind of effect that has. There's going to be another tower down.
So you can watch, if you go back and watch, Kingdom, 3 members of Kingdom going through this map like a fine-tooth comb, making sure there's nothing left for Aware Gaming to take up. Get the stuff after the stuff, as F.Dot says. And they definitely did that. They went through, cleaned out the jungle, so now Aware Gaming, even if they do find a wipe on Kingdom Esports, there's no Gold Fury. There's nothing to come up. The only thing on the map right now are little experience camps.
And that's what you need to do whenever you have a lead. Just be efficient with your farming and be at the right spot at the right time. I'm surprised that they aren't going for any Phoenixes right now. They do have a little bit of time on this Fire Giant still, but overall, you're so far ahead, the towers don't really help you that much.
Well, what had happened? The 3 members that went, I mean, I was looking at Gold in hand, wondering, I wonder why they have so much. And that's because when they went back, they didn't go back after that fight. They went, combed through the jungle, and then that's the first time they've been back since those big objective fights. So now they want to go ahead, finish out what they had. They had at least 1,000, 2,000 gold in hand at that point, especially after that tower. So that was the time they wanted to go through.
Right. You want to be able to back and use that gold that you just earned from the big fight and the 2 towers and spend that on big items. Look at the items online already for Kingdom Esports. You've got the Rod of Tahuti on Zachsy. You've got the Polynomicon almost finishing the Rod on Sol. You've got a Heartward Amulet finished for Sobek, the Mantle of Discord and Bulwark of Hope for camping solo. Tons of damage and utility for Kingdom.
Well, now the Phoenix slaughter has begun, and already it's gone. It's erased. It's melted before Mollusk could even come in and fight. Beautiful 4-man Cataclysm coming through, but it's not going to be enough. Good whoop on the Fearedocide to keep out that damage, but Kingdom Esports are going to continue barreling through. I don't even think they're looking at these other Phoenixes. They're just trying to find these kills, find these players, and get a little bit of damage on the Titan as they continue to melt down the left bird.
JoltaK clearly doesn't care a whole lot, diving into the fountain with that Lawbringer to try and pull Kenshin out. Good double whoop from Cameron. This is going to be a lot of damage, hitting 3 people with Valkyrie's Discretion, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Camping Solo finds Kenshin, and now DoctorL delivered on a silver platter by JoltaK.
DoctorL is just stuck in the middle of all of this chaos. Once again, getting pulled back, Fearedocide getting credit for the kill, and now there's nothing stopping them from taking down the Titan. Kingdom taking a very solid game against Aware. 32 minutes, that's so exciting.
First victory of the SEL split for Kingdom, that time able to pick it up over Aware, who in 3rd place right now. This is no pushover team. You know, this isn't a team that you can just do whatever you want to. Kingdom coming out and looking really, really strong here. And the player for me there was camping solo and Zachsy. Zachsy able to just body Cameron in lane, just keeping him down. Zachsy always had a big gold lead there, was top of the damage charts at the end of the game, just like you want your Chronos to do, and camping solo all over the map. Not just camping solo or the duo lane. We saw him really in both side lanes continually. Boronic had a tough time staying alive early, went for that Doom Orb, was dead a lot of the game. He needs to be a little bit more careful with his positioning. And Fearedocide this time looking much more comfortable on Sol. Like I said, this is a god that he likes to play a lot, and we can see why. Only 1 death this game.
You cover